saying? So, as a result, you know, they say a king is without honor in his own home. So, as a result, you know, well, I don't have the money of a king, more of a pauper king, but as a result, you see, we go anytime we want to and all, you know, you paying fucking mortgage, paying rent for something and all, you need to turn it into something.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, turn it into something, just in a place that collect dust. You know, so, and it's interesting here because my queen here, come up here for a minute. Come on now, I gotta bust you on out now. Now you gotta come. Come on now. Come on now. I gotta bust you out. You know, this is my queen here and all, and she's in her, this is a cross between, I guess, Arabic and, a cross between Arabic and a cross between East Indian regalia, and all.
Linda.
And this is Linda. No, you model right on up in here. You got to put her on the camera and stuff, you know, like that and all. And also, anyway, you know, he's got to get embarrassed each time. You know, she got to get embarrassed each time and all, you know, and all. So, like I said, she came down in March the 15th of 2004. March the 15th of 2004. So she came down and I said, well, I cleaned the house. I took about a week to clean the house for her so she could move in. And she came in and started cleaning after my week's cleaning. She started cleaning for 3 months. You see what I'm saying? For 3 months. And for 3 months and stuff. So, and so as a result, I guess a man's cleaning is different than a woman's cleaning. And it's interesting here because I got it great because I didn't have to, she painted the whole house and she decided because of the old house she just paint the walls white. I know everybody got all the colors and stuff like that. But it was so beautiful, it worked out great because every time I'd go out of town she'd paint the house, which was great for me. You see what I'm saying? Because I didn't have to pick up no brushes or nothing like that, no. So, you know, and it wasn't like, well, that's kind of messed up. You sitting in the room and your woman up in there painting. No, she did it when I went out of town, so therefore, I couldn't help her, so it wasn't my fault, you know. So it just worked out beautiful. So she painted the whole house, got all the cobwebs out, and got it looking, I guess, ladylike or woman-like and stuff like that and all. And it's just interesting here now. It's interesting here. You remember the group, The Boys? Yeah. That's 2 of the members right there in the back, you know, and they still recording, and they got an ass of shit. I heard an arsenal of music and stuff. You see what I'm saying? I think they put out hits every morning and shit. They got so much stuff. They like Prince and shit, you know. Got enough stuff to last for 12 years. So you all need to get with those brothers and find out. They call the Sons of Light now. And you need to get with those brothers and find out and hook up with them and find out about the music and what they have available. Y'all still doing the spots down there on Cascade? Jam sessions or whatever? You know, but anyway, you need to get with those brothers. They call the Sons of Light now, and they got a ton of shit, you see what I'm saying? Ohm dropped a little bit off on me, the brother Ohm, and I'm like, God damn, I can't get through all this shit here. It'll take me 12 years. I need a radio station. So they got a lot of stuff, so people are still doing stuff in the underground, if you want to call it that. Yeah, just let them on in, yeah. Yeah. If you want to call it that. You know, yeah, that's Sister Isis, yeah. Oh, she done brought her chair. Huh? Yeah, well, let's see here. Yeah, well, we'll see what the deal is. You want to, huh? Well, it's a space right here vacant. Oh, that's right. We gotta have this right here. Right? Oh, she can sit here. Oh, you can see it. You can still see it. You can sit. Put it right there. Then, if you want that, that's too embarrassing for you to be in front like that. Sometimes. You know, but you know how it is. Rule in the ghetto. You don't want to be embarrassed. Get here a little early. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay, now that's cool. Okay, that's cool. Okay. So anyway, it's interesting here because I had this little run-in with Legbar. Yeah. I had this little run-in with leg bar. I didn't know it was a run-in with it and stuff, but anyway, leg bar thing is rats. Leg bar thing is rats. So we had this rat epidemic for about 2 months. Now I moved in the house 7 years ago, and I moved in the house and it's all spiritual now. I moved in the house in February of 1999. December of 2000, from December to 2000 to April, to March or April 2000, had this rat infection. I'm like, hold on now. I was here for 2 years and nothing, and then I found out that there was some spirit things going on. But I did this Hemmitt summit in 2001. In 2001, I did this Hemmitt summit, and after the summit, I didn't see no more rats. And never again. Now let me tell you what the deal is. I was in New York, and there's a brother named Bill Lilly who was at the subway, in the subway system, you know, and they got one of the nastiest subway systems on the planet. They just remodeled it. But anyway, we saw the little rats running around the tracks, and he said, you notice they don't go near that third rail. Now everybody know the famous third rail is where you get the juice. Anybody saw the movie Beach Street where the nigga got shocked on the third rail? Anyway, everybody know that the third rail is where the juice is. And he said in his instrument, he said, you know, you notice they don't go near that third rail. And they were all, these rats were going all over the tracks and stuff like that. And they didn't go near the third rail. So, and he said the reason why, because they could pick up the electromagnetic force field or whatever of that energy, and they know not to go there. Well, it's the same thing that happens in the house. Whenever you go up in consciousness, you pick up a certain amount of energy. And as the energy you pick up, it radiates in your crib, it radiates in your dwelling, and after a while, even the rats know not to come up in here. And it's a spiritual thing, because I said the last time, starting this January, I think like about 7 days into January, I'm in there listening to the music, because I got the Arsenal music, and I'm listening to it in the dark. And I listened to the LPs, because that's where all the energy is. And I picked up the albums, and green sparks were shooting from my hand. So I said, well, I woke Linda up. I said, well, come in here. And she saw the green sparks. And I said, well, there's only one thing. I said that, and I talked about this the last time. I said it did happen to me in April the 14th, which is 4/18. It was April 18th, 2000. I woke up and this guy, I went to do this lecture, and I don't want to get it, I don't want to give the city or something, because I don't want people to put 2 and 2 together, because I don't want the nigga not to have me come back to this house or whatever. But he had this old peasy ass, naughty ass down blanket. You know how to shit peas all over. I know black people is familiar with this shit. You done had some clothes and stuff like that, you know. So this peasy ass blanket, but he had me under. And I woke up to go to the bathroom, and when I woke up, it was like 4 in the morning. I hit the blanket, and these green sparks shot out. So I told Linda, I said, this might just be this one night. And I said, it might just be this one night, because I had noticed that what I do is a ritual, because I don't really drink. What I do is I get up in the morning and I take 3 shots of whatever I'm doing, and I get under the music and I go to the moon. I go places. But I take 3 shots. If I exceed a certain amount of things and all, you see what I'm saying, I can tell the difference. And at night, I might come in and take 3 shots of something or whatever I'm drinking, and I go out. And that's all. But I was up to about 5 shots, up to 6 shots. And I was drinking 80 proof whatever, like Kool-Aid, and wasn't getting no buzz, wasn't getting nothing. I said, wait a minute, hold on. Whenever that happens, that means that you go, every now and then your kundalini shoots to a certain level spiritually, and you go to a higher level, and so therefore what you so-called getting high on, you see what I'm saying, is not conducive anymore. Because you've gone above the dimension of where that other stuff takes you. So you understand how this goes? So I said, well, wait a minute. I said, well, when the green sparks, I said, well, I did take 5 shots of this stuff and nothing has happened. I said, it might just be a high energy. And lo and behold, the next night, I had to wait till it was dark, and the green sparks came. And every night now, since the 1st of January, these green sparks shoot from my hand when I put them on the LPs. So what does this mean? And this is interesting because we're doing this particular lecture on the Aiwass current. Aiwass is a form of Horus. You want to get, the scholar of that is coming out of England is Kenneth Grant, but a lot of his books is out of print a lot of time, but you want to get the condensed version of stuff. You need to get this Pyramids of Montauk, which is a master. This is an excellent book. And Pyramids of Montauk by Preston Nichols and Peter Moon. Preston Nichols and Peter Moon. And you want to go into the chapter on the Syrians and the Book of the Law. We're going to get into some of this type of stuff and find out of this entity, Aiwass. Now, and we're going to go into this tonight because I'm going to show you something tonight that is unbelievable here on this Aiwass aspect. And because we're doing this with the camera, I'll say this. In the ancient world, we haven't had one particular entity in the ancient world that we read about in the books to actually come back in the future. You see what I'm saying? You read about these mystical characters, but we haven't had any that actually show up in the modern era. You see what I'm saying? This Aiwass cat is one of the few people in the recorded history, and I often wondered, to actually reappear. It might have had a new name, but there's a priest that was in the ancient world that reappeared also. And so I'm going ahead of myself, but he has a current called 93-418, the 418 current. And 418 is 13. It's a number of melanin. It has a lot of things. It has a lot of things with it. So the 418 current. I'll get over a little bit. So yes, you know. And so anyway, this 418 current is now permeating. And the energy here now is the key here is, at this particular time, we're not necessarily interested in dealing with anything outside of yourselves. So this particular 418 current that I'm talking about is in all of us. So I am only giving you, I'm actually giving you a detailed analysis of some things that's happening inside of you. You see what I'm saying? And so we have to track this thing now. We have to track this because there's a lot of stuff that's going on, and even down to because I was wondering, because we've been asking this question, why are these black people dying? Richard Pryor, I'm talking about all our greats. And even if the white boy is killing them, or either they're dying in one kind of way, it's still, something is actually happening, and I finally got the link last night when we was going in Walmart. You see what I'm saying? And so we're going to get into that also. We're going to get into that also. So what I want to do is I want to spit this thing, and I'm going to call out, just do this thing. I'm going to call out the entities. I'll call out the entities. Now it's interesting here. Anybody been hear me talk about the elixir? Now I don't know if I mentioned it the last time about a movie called The Girl in the Cafe. Did I mention that the last time? There's a movie called The Girl in the Cafe. And it's interesting you here tonight with the name Isis or Aset. Because it's interesting here because when we go into this Coretta Scott King thing, it's a whole lot of stuff. That's why the vampire showed up. You see, they had 4 presidents. They had 3 with the Pope. They told Carter he couldn't get on the plane. You remember when Carter showed up, they told him we ain't got no room for you. So it was 3 presidents and Condoleezza Rice. She had 4 presidents because Carter was there and Condoleezza Rice. And you know, she was at the Super Bowl the night before. You know, that's her dream, is she want to be, somebody asked her, well, you going to run for president? She said, no, her dream is to be the commissioner of the NFL. And that's so she, you know. But anyway, there's a reason for all of this. And even though the vampires were there, they were all a part of the cosmic drama in the spirit realm. In so many words, they fulfill the prophecy too. And it's a lot of shit. It went down. We're going to get into this tonight because this is major. It went down. Now, we need a call for this right now. Did anybody copy the 6 hours of the thing? Anybody got a copy of it yet?
Not all of it. I got a good bit.
Yeah. I can give it. You got it. Okay, good. We got it. That's right, because we got the brother that worked down there with the vultures. Goddamn Ted Turner. You ain't going to call his name. He worked at CNN. Shit. And he can tell you some things. It's interesting here because, and I didn't know this until they got a CNN International, the whole world watches except America. It don't even come on in America. You see what I'm saying? With some cable, you can get some fragments of it or something. No.
10-1.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say that's amazing because, you know, it means that America is a penal colony. You see, and you only believe that you're the greatest country on earth because you are locked outside of the outside world. You know what I'm saying? Now, rescue me if I'm wrong. Don't they say that most of the countries go home at 12 and come back at 2 or some kind of shit like this?
Yeah.
I mean, that's even hard to ponder with my American mind. These people, they come in at 9 or 8 and they work till what, 12 or 1, then they go home and go to bed and all, and then come back and finish out the day. Well, that's kind of humane in a way. Because one time, I was riding around back in 2001, no, back in 1991, me and a brother named Rodney Cohen was riding around town, and we was out there, was prowling, all the women was out, and all the black people was out. We was up there looking for the sisters. And all, you know what I'm saying? And one brother said, shit, man, I take a lunch break. He said, them sisters be so fine, I take 2 lunch breaks. So, you know, we was out there prowling, and then we noticed something, that about 1 o'clock, there wasn't nothing but white people out, and the black people had gone on back to work. So they even got an elite group of white folks that just chill and is allowed to come back at a certain time. It's amazing stuff, some amazing stuff. So some psychological things behind that now, and I think Africa does it, and Europe. You see what I'm saying? So it's just interesting how these things go this way. Now, so somebody got some Count Dracula shit going on with their phone. So, anyway, there's this movie called Girl in the Cafe. And it's a movie that they put out the same time they're supposed to have this summit to end poverty on the African continent. And they had this summit that they had during the time that they had the London bombing. They was on a summit to end poverty. You see what I'm saying? So they put out a movie on HBO and in some movie houses about Girl in the Cafe, and it was about the white folks was going to talk about this summit. They was going to talk about ending poverty, but that was going to be something they was going to brush over. They was going to actually renege on it. So this one girl, it was this girl in the cafe, hooked up with this guy who was a part of the summit, and she kept running her mouth to all these bigwigs when she saw him and all. And in so many words, she actually forced them to actually consider this thing and go through with this whole Bono thing where they want to just end all of the poverty in Africa. You see what I'm saying? Poverty in Africa. Now, in the movie, he comes in and first he drinks some gin because he said it was a rough day. So he got this girl he picked up. She's in his hotel room. He's one of the guys at the summit. And she's telling him, look, you got to do this. You got to end this poverty in Africa and around the world. So he comes in. He said, oh, it's rough. He said, they ain't gonna, these white folks is not going to listen to this stuff. They're going on with something else about Europe. So he said, give me some gin. So she gave him the gin. The next day he came in, it was another rough day. And she said, do you want the gin or do you want I think it was gin and it was some type of Canadian whiskey or some type of brown liquor or whatever. And he said, no. He said, it's a bad day today. I think you better give me both and mix both together. Now, if anybody been hearing my tapes for the last 4-5 years, we hit upon this cure-all called elixir. And basically, what the Europeans have done, because they found that the art of distillation came from the Moors. They say the Arabs. Anytime they say the Arabs, that's the Moors. So they'll say it's come from Islam. You see, or they'll say it come from the Arabs. That's the Moors, and that's who taught them the art of distillation. But some kind of way they split the grains, whereas you got white and you got dark. You see, but both is a half. Both is one end of the spectrum from the other, and it needed to be put back together. So I got in some trouble one night. I had a spiritual attack, and some things happened, and you know, and I called a sister from San Antonio, Texas, and I told her I need you to channel for me. And 3 entities who had come at the first of 2001 came through and told me, do you have some dark liquor in the house, and do you have some gin in the house? And they said, mix both of them together. And at that time it was, and so I perfected it, and whatever they did, when I mixed it, they came in and started operating on my mouth and repaired my mouth overnight. My shit ain't been this good since 1982 and stuff. So I said, oh, okay, so the elixir is only a doorway for the spirits to come through. And ever since then, I don't need nothing, no kind of whatever. All the thing I need is if I'm coming down with something, which I don't come down with anything anymore, because the last 6 or 7 months, I don't even have to take anything. I think I've gone to a certain level now. And I think the level that you go with is a series of dying. There's a series of dying, metamorphosis, and I'm quite sure you got certain things that's happening to you strange with your body, and that's because you are slowly dying. But it's not the kind of death where you laying out in a casket. What's that, brother?
Bobby, I was going to say, when I wake up in the morning, I'll wake up and I'll still see the dream world with this world.
Yeah, you right on that. I have woke up, had my eyes open, and the dream's still going on like a film.
And this would be merged in this.
Merged in and stuff. And you have to lay there for a minute, but the dream still be going on. The stream still be going on and stuff like that. And all. I see you made it through. Yeah, you know, we got some you know, you can, here's the sister right here, the black box, and we got chairs back here. You go through that door right there, and you know, and you know, or whatever the deal here is, well, we'll get it straight. Anyway, so the dream still is going on at the same time. That is still going on at the same time as, and before you wake up, before you have to lay there for a minute. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on. But we're going through a series of dying, which means that the death here is, you're dying, but you're still living. It's like the living dead. You see what I'm saying? It's like the living dead. So it's called life in death. It's called life in death in the esoteric esoteric aspect. So now, and I was getting someplace with this thing here. But anyway, what happens here is everybody here is slowly dying to the aspect, whereas if you're getting to the point, whereas I used to, in the 90s, I used to take a lot of echinacea. And the spirit would wake me up in the night. Let's say if I'm coming down with something, because everybody know when you're coming down with something. It happens in your throat. Now they always say, if anybody ever gets something, it's because you didn't get that warning. There's something that go on in your throat, and you know you're coming down with something, and when you ignore it, because all you have to do is just douse with what you're gonna douse with, and you can avoid it. So what happened was, they'd get me up in the morning, and I would take the echinacea. And some vitamin C and some orange juice and go on back to bed. Then that was in the 90s. Then in 2000, they would wake me up and put me back to sleep. And yeah, they'd wake me up and put me back to sleep. And this is the cosmic Moor, and one of the great goddesses, and they are, you know, so you got to pay close attention because they always make the grand finale. And you got to notice what she got on, because she put this ensemble on especially for y'all. See what I'm saying? Because she don't play when it comes to this damn fashion thing. So this, you see, and she got on her pink to deal with the Urzuli. You see what I'm saying? So y'all better recognize. So now, so anyway, then they would wake me up and put me back to sleep. That meant that between the 1990s, there was a certain energies, certain entities that was actually coming in and was actually operating on me. So this is a link to this. When all things fail, you better have some other things than going to these doctors. You see what I'm saying? Going to these particular doctors. It's interesting because we was in Seven Under. I don't know what the little white woman said, was asking her for some acidophilus or whatever. And the white woman turned around and said, I guess you must have got tired of all the people coming in and asking for fucking health food shit. And the white woman just turned around, and I guess it was a spirit. She said, you know you don't need none of this shit. You only need your mind. And that's the realm we own now. It's your mind. It's your mind. Let me stand up for a minute. So, it's your mind. You see what I'm saying? That's all we need. But now, on the other hand, because people been asking, say, you know, Bobby becoming a drunk or whatever, because I've been doing this stuff, and I'm like, look. So I told some people, you know, get their licks or whatever, and it was like, well, you know, the alcohol. I said, come on, now, y'all punk ass niggas is just like babies now. And especially the ones that done became conscious. You all became righteous and all this kind of thing, and that's for people that's dead. That's religion. Religion gives you a series of codes and stuff to live by, and it's supposed to do that. Because you don't know the miraculous way to do things, so they just tell you you see, stay away from certain things. But now, on the other hand, we talk about the spirit realm. Now, it's interesting here because in 2000, I never drank in the 20s. And in my 30s, I never drank. So I was drinking a little liquor or whatever little thing, but I really wasn't a drinker. And what happened was, I was pouring this, when I moved in this house, I was pouring the gods and the spirits, they liquor every day. And in August of 2000, they was like, well, look, nigga, you know, you say you one of us, ye are gods, you need to get down with what we're getting down with. And I drank that Maya's rum that night and went to another planet. You see what I'm saying? Went to another planet. And ever since, that's how you become one with the entities. At this particular time, we cannot be subordinate to the entities. We got to become one with the entities. So now, get the elixir. Like I said, get you some dark liquor. Get you some London Dry Gin or some London Dry Gin and some Canadian whiskey. Mix it together and just call on them to help you heal yourself. You see, now, I just say that so we want to pour libation right quick and give the gods theirs, and we're going to go into this information of what we're going into, because it's a great day. It's a great day, you know. And like I said, the sister, we're going to get a shout out. There's a sister that came from South Dakota. Yeah, South Dakota. And we get to know some niggas in South Dakota. Well, all honesty, she's from Atlanta. She's from Atlanta, but she moved to South Dakota recently, a couple years ago, and so she came back through. And so it's interesting because she came and she gave us this nice couch and this love seat. So we put the love seat in the den. We tried to put the couch in there, and the doors was too small, and we couldn't get the couch in the den. So it's interesting here because we had to get put the couch in Zuli's room, and as a result, that's the way it, you know. So I think everything works out the way it is. So we're gonna get a sister shout out for doing that and all. And we had to, you know, we worked and cleaned out all the stuff that she had in the storage and all. But anyway, but I think the whole moral to that story is Zuli got the couch. You see what I'm saying? So you know, because and like I said before, now before I pour the libations. The Lakshmi shrine is in the corner. It's usually where Rudra is in the camera, and that whole wall is the Lakshmi's thing. So when Urzuli showed up in the spring of the year, she said, build me an altar. She said, well, whatever you found that was elaborate for locksmith, you need to find the same nigga for me and build my altar. So that's her altar in this room here. And this room here is usually locksmiths. And so we're talking about this particular energy in this, and so this is called the locksmith shrine, but we have an Urzuli shrine and also have the Pan, the god Pan, and that's the one you were seeing here. We talked about that the last time, but we got some other information because this is also a continuation on other information that was coming based on the whole Pan thing. And that's going down to Pan is also a great musician, and that's going down also to the music. So this is very key based on the music. And I'm going to go into some things based on the messianic mysteries of the ancient past that is tapped into why they kill our brothers and sisters in the entertainment industry, especially when it comes to the music. You see, so we're going to pour the libation right now, and I'm just going to do it off my head, and we're going to, to give the energy, and we're going to start with this thing because we got a lot of information. But one of the keys here is, and try to understand, that occurred on Tuesday, was it Tuesday? With Coretta Scott King was major. It was a major gateway. I just got to get to my notes and we can go into this stuff. It was such a major gateway until 4 vampires showed up and their wives to get that energy. You see what I'm saying? But was not able to do it. You see. So we're going to go into this thing here, but it's a great time. And remember now, anything that occurs, all you got to do is just wait until the equinox. So if some stuff occurs between solstice and after the solstice, you say, well, we got to see what's going to happen on the equinox. So that means going into the spring equinox, be a whole lot of shit. Then after the equinox, we got to find out what's going into the whole summer solstice thing. You see, so now it's interesting here. But we're going to go into that type of thing. Let's spit this alcohol. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be a good night. Whenever I'm speaking like this and can't get him some, it's going to be a good night. Now, like I said, we're going to go through these pictures again. Do not leave the house without getting one of these pictures. They're $5, but it's got some major stuff. This particular one here, Sarah's Valley, she usually have this is called a sitar that she plays. And this is another entity that is a muse in the in the aspect of India. So we're going to get into this type of stuff here, you see. Lou Rawls bite the dust. You know what I'm saying? And he go through this ritual. The white girl, he go through a ritual. This white girl takes him and take his family, tell them they got to sit in the back of the church. And then she buried him in a purple suit with a purple Kango turned backwards. Something that's not even his era. You see, and I think that's a ritual. Making fun or making mockery of a great. But he fucked around and married that 35-year-old white girl. You see what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of stuff going on, but these are major rituals. Major rituals is going on. And we're going to get into this type thing. And it's interesting here because anybody saw the Dave Chappelle on Oprah? Yeah. Well, it's interesting here because come to find out that 2 or 3 people called me. We got the actual tape from the brother Robert and Juliet. And it's interesting here. Come to find out, he was tipped off about they got to wear the dress. They got to put these stars in dress by one of my tapes. That's interesting here because I watched it and stuff, and I was like, damn, how did he know this? And then the next day, I got the call from the brother from New York. He said, remember such and such, you was up here? He said, and we did a lecture. I'm going ahead of myself. He said, well, I gave the lecture to all the rappers. I gave it to Nas. I gave it to RZA from Wu-Tang, and I gave it to a whole bunch of the rappers and stuff. You see, based on that, because I also did one called The Conspiracy Against Hip Hop. And The Conspiracy Against Hip Hop. One I did, there's several of them that came out. There's a brother named Panic that does a lot of good stuff on that. There's a brother named Black Dot that just did one that we just got recently on Hip Hop Decoded. Both him and Professor Griff came together on this one. So, but anyway, I did one tape, but I also did the thing about wearing the dress. They got to get these stars to wear the dress, and it also got back. And it already got back to Oprah, so that's very interesting. We're going to go into that also. Now, let's pull this. Y'all all right? Yeah. Y'all all right? So we're going to go into this type thing here. And there's a lot of magic going on now. Remember now, like I said before, I know this, but I'm in the spirit now. Remember now, in order to unlock your magic, we're going to reiterate this, you got to become a child. You got to become like a child. That means in your mind, you just got to be as stupid as you can. So you're going to balance this, because I wouldn't dare go up and tell the dead folks out here walking around that they got to become a child, because they're already children. We're talking about the conscious people. It's all in the whole Peter Pan thing where they lost that innocence, and that's the word. Pan kept trying to get me to say it the last time, and I didn't say it. We got to become innocent. Innocent. Humility is the key. Not to people, not to God, but to your soul. When you become humble to your soul, then your soul will open up. We'll go into that particular science. Your own soul. That is the God. That's the mystery. We say it over and over. Look for no other God to save you but yourself. You see, and these guys out here, when you go to them, and you ain't coming with them as one of them, then they make you their fucking slaves. See what I'm saying? They make you their slaves. Sometimes I'll ask them a question, and they'll come back with some stuff. I'll be like, man, that's some bullshit. They say, no, you asked me the goddamn question. And I gave you what I wanted you. You see what I'm saying? So they do stuff like that. I'm like, well, wait a minute, this is some bullshit now. I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? But they'll play tricks on you. They got niggas in the Europe, but I can't have sex for a year. For some God. See what I'm saying? Some God. These guys, man, shoot. Will screw everybody all over the planet. You see, but I'm just saying, but anyway. We got to tap in this energy, but we're talking about, I know, because this is a continuation of the whole Pan thing. So if I'm saying some things I said the last time, it's an ongoing continuation. When I get my notes and get some stuff, it all locks in. It all locks in. So like I say, today is a celebration also. We're going to give the shout out and the celebration today to the goddess Erzuli. We got her room in there with all the pink. I'm going to go on the tape and put another sister named Ivana from Chicago, sent some stuff in the mail, and she put it in. We put it in the room. Divana is a little elf girl. Look like an elf. Look like a damn fairy. You see what I'm saying? This amazing shit. Real spiritual. You see what I'm saying? We're real spiritual and all. So we'll get into that particular slide. So let me go pull this slide back right quick. Y'all all right? Okay. All right. Okay, I don't want to spit on nobody. Okay, Erzuli, Ashe, Lakshmi, Ashe Ganesha, Ashe Pan, Ashe Aiwass, Ashe Ovass, Ashe Aiwass, Ashe Lamb, Ashe Maleptas. Anybody see the flyer? I might have a few left. It's a peacock deity called Maleptas, and that's a picture of him and all. We're gonna put him on the video, so if you didn't see it, I'm going to give a picture to Rudra. We're going to put it on the video. It's a peacock deity called Maleptas. And that's a form of Aiwass. We're going to get into this Aiwass entity, which is a form of Horus. And also, Maleptas, Bass, Butchers, Dadun, Shiva, Hanuman, Rudra, Parvati, Sati, Camothus, Labu, Laamu, Lavado, Otisha, Tieta, Sheola, Shumala, Omagumu, Alcala, Lokeo, Kakumbo, Odawado, Powa, Ogawadi. I'm going to give Oshun a shout out today. Ashe. Yeminya, Big Mama, I'm going to give her a shout. Oya, Ashe. Olokun, Ashe. Erzuli Frida, Ashe. Erzuli Denta, Ashe. Bell, Ashe. Bass. Aguay, Lasarine. Let's see, hold on. Marasha, Dambaluedo, Adawedo, Pegasus, Simbi, Baphomet, Mayat, Sekmet, Sashet, Selket, Sobek, Sadu, Sahu, Osa, Aset, Osa Tetiamenti, Osa Seker, Sasis, Satis, Anokis, Anpu, Anubis, Tahuti, Sebek, Sobek, Beth, Bushes, Harpocrot, Rahar Kiwit, Harmaku, Harmakis, Newt, Hadit, Apit, Tyert, Tim, Buddha, Kuan Yin, Kali, Kalima, Allah. You gotta put that Allah if you're gonna do the Allah. That's that feminine voice. That's right. You see what I'm saying? Hanuman, Labu, Laamu, Apit, Tyert, Malekta. Hold on, we're gonna get this thing rolling. This is the one I want to get. Netters, Nephilim, Nibiru, Nebheru, Perseus, Jason, Medea, Hercules, Cerebus, Seker, Sam, Cam, Camothus, Apit, let's see, Heru, that'll put her, Aphrodite, Anana, Ishtar, Pazuzu, Shiva, we did that, Berta, St. Martha, Marie Laveau, Sarasvati, let's see here. We're going to give a shout out to Marvin Gaye, Ashe. So he made his transition. We're going to give a shout out to Marvin Gaye. We're going to give a shout out to Coretta Scott King. Let's give her a spiritual name now. She's a form of, what we got in this, she's a form of, let's see that Kosiku. I think it's called, look that up in the, let's see here, Kosiku. Coatlicue, a great mother. Great mother. Get the book, The Dictionary of Ancient Deities. So, come to find out, she was even higher than Martin Luther King. That's the only reason why I even got up into this stuff right then and all. You see, because some stuff that actually happened. Well, naturally, the great mother always stands in the background. You see, so that was the reason why those vampires were there. You see what I'm saying? So, let's see what else we can give another shout out to. Zarabanda, Kumbanda, Kimbanda, El Cristo Negro, El Cristo Rey, San Simon, La Santissima Pedra Eman, Santissima Muerte, La Spiritus and Tranquilla, Mama Shola. Who else is on there? I didn't call. I guess that's it. Francisco Siete Reyes, that was the other one. Okay, yeah. Let's see.
Kaifa.
Huh?
The Kaifa.
Yakaifa, yeah. Bilfra, Bozon, Fleemon, Vimri, Cooperini. Yeah. I guess that's good for right now. We're going to deal with that. And like I said, we're going to give a shout out to the brother, Marvin Gaye. I said, well, who you coming back as? Because the first thing they say, well, that's not me no more in the spirit realm. We're going to get into this whole spirit dead realm thing. I said, who you come? He said, well, I'm a form of Kakumbo. Now, Kakumbo is a Zaire or a Congo form of Horus, but more of the Shiva energy because he's a sexual type of deity. So, homeboy, on that particular level and stuff, you see what I'm saying, which is very key. So we're going to give that. So to all gods known and unknown, Ashe. Now 1, 2, 3, start calling out your ancestors. Hemmitt family, Shaw family, Davis family, all your family members. Start calling out your ancestors. The words Ashe, 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 Ashe. Now I'm going to give a special Ashe. I'm going to give a special shout out to Phyllis Hyman because she came through about 2-3 weeks ago. You see, so like I say, I don't have much, but I do have the ability to contact the dead. Now that's cool. Shit. You see what I'm saying? So, contact the dead and stuff like that now. With help of several entities and several people and all, we do have the ability to contact the dead. That's interesting here because my Queen Linda, or Goddess Linda, depends on how she's feeling. You see what I'm saying? You see. A Goddess Linda. Now, I make these jokes about her, but she's really a very, very nice person. You see what I'm saying on one particular aspect. Anybody fucking make up a bed for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you know, I had disciplinarians as parents, 2 damn school teachers. You see what I'm saying? So it was hands off and it was free reign, or it was party time after I left the house after high school. So hey, wasn't no making no damn bed. So, you know, so get up, the bed is made, I drink something and I go to the bathroom, come back, the saucer or the cup is gone and shit. I ain't used to shit like that. So, but anyway, my queen didn't stop going to funerals, because every time she went to funerals, the damn dead motherfuckers be talking to her while the people, you know, the people who died be talking to her while the funeral going home. Well, tell so-and-so this and tell so-and-so that. So, you know, so you can contact the dead. You see what I'm saying? You can contact the dead. And there's different principalities on the dead level, on the certain levels. Now, it just means that the average person that dies out here, just a hog maw Sunday go to meeting person, they just going to be on the lowest level, and they're going to basically still think that they are the entity that they are. And there's a separation between them and the gods. You see. That's why they say you need to get into something while you're down here, so when you go to the next realm, you see what I'm saying? You can have a lofty height. You see. Now, I had a friend that died. His name was Carl Deal. And about 2 weeks, it was a Thanksgiving, about a day before Thanksgiving after 9/11, he walked out his house and was going to the store, walking up the street to the store, and him on the sidewalk and killed him. Now, it's interesting here because the brother C. Freeman L., anybody know Master C. Freeman L.? Brother C. Freeman L. gave him a reading in 1994 and said, brother, you are a God incarnate. You got all of this particular stuff about you. You got all of these gifts. He said, if you don't utilize them, you see what I'm saying? You don't utilize them, they're going to take you out of here soon. So about 6-7 years later, because he was just working up at Crawford Long Hospital, you know, working, but he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do spiritual. That's why whatever you do, you need to do something what you need to do spiritual. For whom much is given, much is required. So if you're given this particular information, you need to do something. It don't have to be, you don't have to get out here and get no soup to these goddamn bum ass niggas out here. No kind of heartfelt shit. It can be some in your own house, even if it's studying, set up an altar, you know what I'm saying? Or get up and do some shit, you know. Say, I'm going to fuck on every other day. I'm going to masturbate on this type of, you know. You know, you see what I'm saying? Now, for you sisters, if you're low on that cash, you better start masturbating. Because there's a whole group of sisters in Greensboro, North Carolina, and they was doing the masturbation, and they got houses and all kind of shit, and they ain't really got no jobs to this day. Girl straight out of the project got her house, a big nice house, and they really ain't got no job, and it's some magic shit. You see what I'm saying? They did it through masturbation, especially the woman, because you open up force fields. You see what I'm saying? So it's some things. Whatever it is you can do, whatever it is spiritual you find out you can be doing, you need to be doing it at this particular time. So Carl Deal, and although so about 6 years after he got the reading, he got killed, but he was so hooked up consciously, because this is one of my confidants that we used to get down. He was a guy because he pledged Alpha Phi Alpha in college, and it's interesting. We went down. That was in his dead phase, but we went down to Tuscaloosa to his funeral, and the brothers came out and it was like, well, all we know is this nigga here was our historian. Anything we want to know about anything historical wise, he did it. So he took the stuff that he was studying with the frat and turned it into the knowledge information. And we used to converse like that. But he needed to do something on another level. Anyway, but he was so bad, to tell you about where I'm going from here, about where you go to a certain level. When he got up into heaven, if you want to call it that kind of shit, you know, when he got to the other realm, a mentor, you see what I'm saying? You know, because heaven, you know, they say this heaven and this hell will pass away. There was lines of motherfucking guards lined up to come shake this brother's hand. And I'm like, man, and the sister who was doing the scrying or the channeling said, who the hell was this nigga that passed on? Because these people are lined up by the thousands to shake this brother's hand. So about 3 weeks ago, we last time we had the lecture, we put the albums in this room, and come to find out that we had to stack albums on top of each other because we had more people. So this time we decided that, so I was in there going through my records, and Linda was playing some Phyllis Hyman, and she played the first side. She played the first side of this album, and she turned it over and played the second side of this album, and she was getting ready to take the last song off, and Phyllis came and said, no, don't take the song off. And I was like, oh shit, she here. So I went and found 4 more albums and started playing them. And then I was laying in the bed, we was listening to her music, and I saw somebody come by. And then we saw the camera jumping up and down. So that night, we was talking, and Kimberly had called, and I said, Phyllis came through today. And as soon as we said that, Phyllis came through her and said, well, I appreciate what you was doing. I needed the energy, and I needed the remembrance. So I said, well, so Kimberly said, well, you know, you need to go help your homegirl out, because the sister Angela Bofield had the stroke. You see what I'm saying? So you need to help her out. And she said, well, I offered to take her to the other realm, but she didn't want to go. So I'm like, oh shit, you dealing like that. You're on that realm. Now this is interesting. I had a conversation with her back in 2003 with another sister named Simone out in California. And I said, call on Phyllis, and Phyllis came through, and I said, Phyllis, I always was crazy about you. I said, I was always crazy about you. I always liked you. So Phyllis was like, oh shit, well, we can get together. I'm like, damn. I said, well, do you know how to come and visit me sexually? Now this was before Linda came. This was about 2-3 months before Linda came. I said, do you know how to? She said, well, I don't know how to do that. Well, I said, well, you need to tell them sisters on how to get, you know, tell the spirits to get with this sister and teach her how to come and hook a nigga up spiritually, because you know you can do that. Because I done had them come through. And so she was like, yo, well you know, I'm down with it. So anyway, I took this picture and I put it up on the wall. Now I'm gonna tell you how the spirit world works. And I didn't know until recently. I put this picture of Phyllis Hyman. I didn't have no pictures. So I went in there and found one of the album covers and had the dust jacket in it, and it had this picture of Phyllis, and I put it on the wall. And I had a picture of Shaka Khan right up under the wall. And her Phyllis Hyman picture stayed on the wall for 3 years. But the Shaka Khan picture, every time I would put it up, it would keep falling, keep falling. I done put all kind of damn tape on this shit, duct tape and all kind of stuff, strong adhesive, and it would still fall down. And I didn't realize until recently that that was Phyllis Hyman knocking her shit off the wall. This is the spirit realm and how the spirit realm thing goes. So she said, I said, well, damn, so that was then when I was trying to get her to come when I was single. So when she said I offered to take Phyllis Hyman to the other realm, but she didn't, Angela Bofield to the other realm, but she didn't want to go. I'm like, well, damn, you hooked up like that? And I said, well, what you do? She said, I remove obstacles. And I'm like, well, damn, who you hooked up with? She said, I'm a high form, and I was an incarnation of the goddess Het Heru, Hathor. I'm like, oh, shit. Now this is the temple of the goddess Het Heru, or Hathor. She said, and I said, oh man, this is hooked up. So I said, I had the picture on the wall for 3 years. She said, well, I don't really like that picture. I said, well, that's the only one I got in the damn album cover, or the whatchamacallit. But anyway, she said she removed obstacles. Now, the point I'm trying to make here is, that was a contact from the other realm. You see what I'm saying? From the other realm, but there's a reason why the contact came and she came through when she came through. And why, when I played some of her stuff before, nothing didn't happen in the previous years, is because we have now entered into another realm where we are face to face with the entities on the other side. on the other side. Now, let me get my notes. I'm going to go into some things right quick. Y'all all right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go into some things, and then we're going to come back to that. We're going to come back to that. Yeah, take them. Yeah.
They like, the Easter kids, they like regular black people, you know, get jealous and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And all that. You know.
Yeah. It depends on what level they on. What level they on. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, they do all of that. They trip and all that. It's just like there's the Urzuli, then there's Urzuli Denta. Now Urzuli Denta is also the one St. Martha. Now I drew this Afro woman on the wall here back in 91. Back in 91. And I didn't know, I took a picture of Tamara Dotson, Cleopatra Jones, but I changed the face up to make it look like like the sister that I liked. And so I drew the picture back in 91 and stuff, of this Afro woman on the wall. I didn't know that it was a form of St. Martha, which is this Afro woman here. There's a picture of an Afro woman and a snake. There's another picture of her right here. This is St. Martha. St. Martha is a form of Urzuli with the Afro and the snake. Now, this is another picture of St. Martha with the dreads. This is I think St. Martha might originate out of New Orleans. Now this is a form of Urzuli Denta. Yeah. Urzuli Denta. Urzuli Denta is the Afro woman. So I had the Afro woman on this wall since I moved in. I took the Afro woman and put her in Urzuli's room, took some wire and put her on the back of the picture and took her fucking bolt, a nail, and nailed in the damn wall and put the wire on it. You see what I'm saying? The King Kong wouldn't have been able to get away from it. Get off. And every morning, the shit was on the floor. Because Urzuli Denta don't get along with Urzuli Freedom. And I had to put her back in the hallway. Now this one, I'm like, wait a minute, I got a damn nail in the wall and some wire. She knocked that shit right off. You see what I'm saying? Now, it's interesting here because St. Martha is shown with a little boy or a little child that's with her. And so we had to go and get a child and get the child's name. And the child's name is Zanat. Zanat. So now, I'm laying on the bed in August, and a little baby comes up and put his hand in my hand. And I wake up, but I thought I would see this would happen. When some shit happens, you ain't dreaming. You ask yourself, was I dreaming? But I wasn't. I just felt this little baby hand come inside of my hand. And I asked for that Zanat, and it is. So Zanat is a new name for the child Horace, or the baby Jesus. Zanat. See, these names, when they come with new names. We got a name that came this summer, a great warrior named Humar. H-U-M-E-A-R. H-E-M-A-R. Humar. About an hour later, he came back and said, I am Heru Humar. Humar is the god of war. Then he said, Heru Humar, which is a new name for the god Horus or Heru. Now this stuff might sound spooky or kooky, but you got to understand this thing. White folks is looking for these types of breakthroughs because they at a standstill. My brother got something recently, some society is trying to get him to, we found that you got a lot of power to you. And we want to get you to join. We're going to send you this 50-page book. And, you can join the society and you don't have to pay no money. And I'm like, and he was telling me about it. I said, look, they're at a standstill. Which means they don't have nothing spiritual coming. They've been in these organizations for the last 150 years. And their time is up in a particular aspect. They don't have no spiritual breakthrough. So all of a sudden, they start asking black folks. That's why the Freemasons in 1996, the Scottish Rite and all them started inducting black folks into their shit. And the Negroes is running thinking, oh, this is a privilege. I get to go and be with the white Masons. And they don't know the only reason why the white Masons is doing this for the simple fact is the white Masons need your energy in trying to study you. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to study you. Same thing is happening when you see Bill Gates, looking at Henry Louis Gates, do this shit on TV the other day, tracing your lineage. Tracing your lineage. And we're going to go into this in a few minutes on what that's about. Trying to trace your lineage. Now hold me on that. But anyway, there's these entities come with these new names. One of the new names is Zanat. So there's a little baby that's with this particular Saint Martha. Now, that energy is also the child Horus, Harpocrates. Harpocrates, child Horus, also a form of the god Bes, also a form of the god Pan. The god Pan, which is very ancient, yeah, because remember they talk about the earth used to be one landmass. Called what? Pangea. The word pantheon comes from Pan. So there's tons of information on Pan. Now, I just want to put that out there before I go. Y'all all right? Yeah. Before I go, well, we might go into this now. Okay. There was a reason that I had said that they took a lot of these people out. Now, there's a white boy that wrote a book called The Conspiracy Against Rock and Roll. In his conclusion also that Biggie, Tupac, Jim Morrison, because Jim Morrison died because he connected with that Native American thing. You see, Jim Morrison, who else he had? This guy was the guy from the Rolling Stones, Brian Williams or something? Brian Wilson. Bob Marley, Jimi Hendrix, all of those, you see, they took out. Naturally Marvin Gaye. Now, we contacted Marvin Gaye back in 2003, and he said the same thing in which Betty Shabazz was saying before she died. She got all burned up by her grandson. She kept saying that there was another person in the room. Give me a towel. You don't need a towel and shit. There's another person in the room. There's another person in the room. You know, you see. Was I too